Do we do testing? All right, are we ready? Okay. All right, then I'm going to call this meeting to order at 5:34 p.m. We'll all rise for the invocation. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything that you have given us. We ask that you continue to bless all of us here on this board, that we make the best decisions for the city and the businesses and the citizens here, that you bless our state and our country, and that you continue to work toward helping all of us reach the goals of being the type of people that you want us to be. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we do have a quorum present with the 4 people who are here. Cynthia Phillips, I believe, is coming. I'm not sure where she is. Rhett had an appointment in Dallas, so he may be late attending. And Casey is on vacation. So we hope he's having a great time.
Yeah.
Not worrying about anything we're doing here.
Right.
All right, so for announcements, the American Legion Post 517 is our August business of the month. It's up on the Facebook and it's on the city website. The public is welcome to come in and enjoy their full menu, play pool, and they have karaoke night. When I went in, I was really impressed. There are a lot of people who were there already at 10 a.m. and the place looked great. So I'm very happy for them to be the August business of the month. The Bingo Congregate Meals for Seniors is still occurring this month. Is that correct, Kathy? And what date will that be on?
That's on the third Wednesday, which is the 20th, August 20th.
The HCA luncheon on October 2nd at the Lone Up Civic Center will be at 11:30. And there's no Texas workforce classes or help work any job fairs at the city library this month for August. They'll resume in September. Are there any other announcements?
There's an event going on August 9th, and Cindy she's part of that. They're going to have food, free haircut, school supplies, and it's going to be in front of her shop, right next to 66.
When is that?
School fair.
It's on August 9th,
August 9th.
yeah. And the Watkins Fire Department in South Watkins is going to show us about.
And do you know the times on that?
It was 11 to 2.
11 to 2.
Yeah. The 9th is on a Saturday.
All right, that is good to know. Anything else? All right, there are no citizens here, so input is none. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is items A through D this month. The approval of the EDC minutes for July 7th, the EDC special session minutes for July 21st, the approval of the bank statement for July 2025, and the approval of bills paid and to be paid. The bank statement, item C, will have to be, we've been unable to obtain that. Mary said they did a conversion of their software, and so the bank has not put out those statements yet. So we can approve items A, B, and D, and then abstain from C and put that on next month's agenda. For the bills to be paid, as you guys are looking at the minutes, the bills to be paid, we've got the $500, of course, for the attorney. We've got the invoice of $200 for Sylvia for secretarial services. Farmers Electric has finally, woo-hoo, put in the meter on the building, so we finally have electricity. And I contacted Breaker Pro today to come out and finish up the last part of the work that they need to do for the electricity to be functioning. So we made a payment of $605 to Farmers Electric. Hi, Cindy. Come on in, no problem.
Okay.
And Kathy made the announcement of the event in front of your shop on August 9th.
Yes.
To do the school, people come in to get free haircuts, school supplies, free food, and the fire departments here and in South Tawakoni will be helping.
Yes.
And it was 11 to 2, right?
Yes.
All right, we
I'll
got
tell you, it's been something to put together. I keep ordering stuff and I need to stop.
Hopefully we have some watchers, so that'll help.
Well, we have people,
out, too.
messaging, and I'm like, okay, order some more notebooks, order some more backpacks.
Good to do. So now we're doing approval of bills paid and to be paid on item 6 on the consent agenda. And again, it was $605 for the membership fee, application fee, the reconnection, and a $500 deposit to Farmers Electric if meter set up. Then the pins in front of you, our pins have come in, and reimbursement to me for that was $124.49
How many did we get?
to 300. So we got 300. And so when we go out and we promote, we have the Catfish Capital keychains that float that they were able to find in the backing since we got them cleaned up, and the pins. We have those two plus the brochures that should be coming in that have been ordered, and the canopy has been ordered. But I haven't gotten reimbursement for any of that until they actually get in, and the banner. We paid Courtney $125 for the lawn mowing, and Casey did his membership for $175 to the Texas EDC. So those are the bills for this.
You don't let me forget, or I will.
So the chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through D excluding C.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so now we'll go on to item 7, to discuss the profit loss statement. Mary, anything on here that we need to talk about?
Nothing outside of the ordinary. With our usual bills that we've paid. We are, remember, we don't look at the first 3 columns on this page because it thinks that's not correct. So as far as the annual budget, the income, we've actually brought in 148,000. We budgeted 122. That's where that positive number's coming from. Expenses as a summary, we're budgeting for 117 or 122. We've only expended 65,000. That's also plus only about 53% of the budget. diving into a little further, I'm trying to see if there's anything that's way outside the ordinary. Sales tax is up. A lot of pages comparison.
So we have
Figure out where you are.
56 on the last page. We have 56,577 remaining
For
this fiscal year through October 1st.
for this fund only.
Okay, that's only for this.
Or no, wait, I lied. You're correct. 56 is for the totals, for the all the expenses. So this first page is a summary of everything, all of your revenue and your expense. Then it'll break it down by line items. And then, so if you don't follow these first three columns, here's what we've spent, what our budget is, percent of the budget, and what is left over. Like I said, we're up in net revenue, and that's really coming from all areas, to be honest, as opposed to like the Fat Cats loan, some of the other revenues that we're budgeting for.
Well, it made a big difference to get all those loans repaid. So by March, we had everything paid up and done from the city, but Fat Cat, everything was reimbursed except for, the one business that didn't make it. And looks like we've done a really good job, in my opinion. So, Chair would entertain a motion to approve the profit loss statement for July 2025.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so now we'll move on to item 8, discuss and/or take action on EDC sponsorship of the Cotton Patch Challenge, September 20th. There's not anything that we need to do on this. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I took the check up to Greenville. I gave it to the woman who's in charge of putting it together. She and I talked about the banner. She said that because our EDC paid and participated in 2023, but did not contact them or participate in 2024, they do not have a banner for us. So they will be making a brand new banner. So I gave her the current city's logo, asked her to make sure that we get Catfish Capital of Texas on all their advertising. So whether it's on the banner that they put up at the beginning of the race and the end of the race, and all advertising that goes on the radio, that they add that motto with it. I like it. Okay. And then I am going to plan on being there at the start of the race, so I'll be able to look at the banner. I'll take some pictures of it as well, so that we put that on our Facebook page, and so that we can show the connection between what we did. I also asked her about the stop station when they come to the rest stop at the Chamber building, and I've gotten different pieces of information from people. So she does get all of the real healthy snacks and the things that need to be done. The Lone Oak EDC president said that we don't provide anything. Y'all, around here are, remember, providing water and snacks at the stop station. So I asked her about it, and she said, we don't have to, but if we want to, we can, and that the riders who make it down this way are your very, very athletic professional bike riders. And she said when they get to West Tawakoni, they will stop and eat cookies and anything else we have out there. So next month at our meeting, we'll kind of put together a plan for what we can do, because we'll have our EDC booth set there, and we will definitely be giving it something. Okay, but I didn't have an idea of what yet for this meeting, so we'll put that on the next week.
Yeah, because she said when we met with her that they talk about that's the best one on the whole round.
That's our plan. That's what I want to do, is make it the same thing this time.
There was a lot of peanut butter and crackers on that.
Okay.
Cookies, Gatorade.
Maybe we can't have a margarita machine.
I
Just
know.
saying. All right. let's go on to number 9, discuss and or take action regarding the EDC and the city website advertising all the business spaces available for commercial rent. So we've approved doing this. We're going to put it on our EDC site, but I realize I am not the best person to take a hold of that and to kind of, cut that together. Because I'm not a real estate person. I don't work in the real estate industry. So is there somebody else on the board that would like to volunteer to figure out how to find all the commercial space we have available?
You just mean places still all around the area?
In West Tawakoni. So what we want to do is, for example, at Margie, old grocery store, you've got all that retail space that's empty. If we have a place on our city, on the EDC section, because the city itself can't advertise that legally, but on the EDC section, we could have a place where they could click on businesses or people who are looking to open businesses and go say, what retail space is available if I want to open a storefront shop? And we can have a list of all the available space, commercial space, and who they can go to rent it. So for example, some will be listed on, say, Exit Realty, Kathy Hobbs site. Some will be on Houston property. Some will be on different brokers' property. Some will be willing to list it themselves. We get the business owner of the actual building and list it themselves. So it'll be kind of a go-to place where people who say, anyone says, hey, I think I'd like to open a business. I'm going to do a flower shop. I'd like to do it in West Tawakoni, where I live. Where could I rent a storefront place to be able to do that and to have a one-stop where they can go and they can find it? So I reached out to somebody at Kathy Hobbs' agency that I know, Gene Sousa, and I talked with him, and he said he recommended that we go to something called an IDX, which is a multiple listing service. It has an internet protocol that'll get information from MLS, so we'll be able to get the listings, kind of like you would for any kind of real estate that you want to rent. We can get the listings, and then for the spaces that aren't listed, we'll have to maybe go to Shannon and see who owns the building. Does Shannon know them? For example, if we say
She
Mark.
looks through CAD. Anybody can look at the CAD website.
Okay.
The owners.
All right. So CAD, MLS, and the IDX are the 3 internet sites that we need someone to be able to take a hold of and go on and get those listings. Rhett talks a lot about doing internet stuff, right? He seems to be kind of the person who's really good at that.
Yeah, does.
I don't mind helping them, but I just don't have the time to do the whole thing.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll table this for tonight, and I'm going to recommend that we see if Rhett will do this. Okay. All right, so let's go. We need a formal vote to table it.
Yes.
All right. Chair would entertain a motion to table this until next month.
I'll make a motion to table this till next month.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we go on to item 10, just the Hunt County Economic Alliance Luncheon held on October 2nd at Lone Oak Civic Center. I just want to give you guys a quick update. It's definitely going to take place. Everyone knows you're invited to go. I'd like to see all of us there. We already agreed to have the barbecue done at the last special meeting. When we have a situation like right now at Chow Camp, the one truck is gone, but the other truck is still there because we only have one truck doing the barbecue. That's the truck, the common foods truck, will do the entire barbecue. And the owner of that truck already knows that. Okay? So no action taken on that. So move on to number 11. And that is to discuss the business assessment questionnaire as a guide for selecting new expanding business as a winner in the Entrepreneur Showcase event that's being planned by the Chamber of Commerce. As you guys recall, we have already voted and approved that we're going to participate in this Entrepreneur Business Workshop. The Chamber has asked for us to come up with a way of evaluating businesses. We need to have a consistent way of evaluating what business we're going to select as a winner. They get a free Chamber of Commerce membership for a year. They get free advertising with the Chamber of Commerce. They get the opportunity and will meet with the Small Business Administration to get free advice and help on setting up their business or expanding their business. And they'll have the opportunity to then come back to us because we've evaluated their business to ask for some kind of assistance if there's some assistance that the EDC can legally and effectively get. All right. So I came up with this development business assessment questionnaire. All right. You'll find that in your packet. So I'll run through it real quick. You guys all have owned or run businesses. As I go through, if there's something I've missed, tell me. If there's something you want me to add or something you want me to take off, tell me. And I thought of this as kind of a questionnaire just for ourselves, not necessarily to hand to business, but for us, since we're judging, to just be able to put check marks to say, okay, it looks like they've got this. Do they have a business plan? Does that business plan have clearly defined product or services to be sold? Do they have clearly defined customers that they're going after? Do they have a financial plan? And then my thoughts were, if they don't know their numbers, they don't know their business. They need to know the cost of their products. They need to know where they're going to get their products, what the cost is of production, their expenses, what the cost of any equipment is that they might use, what's the cost of utilities, construction, or any design that they need to do, what's the cost of employees or consultants they need to hire, what is their current income if they're already in business, what is the income they expect to make, so what is their expected profit margin. If they know all their finances, they know what that is. And again, I'm not saying that any business necessarily is going to know all of that, but having that in our mind when we're making judgment and we're asking questions, the business that has more of that knowledge is more likely to win in this. Does the business plan have the people, the process, and the product details? And are they using an accounting program? Are they using something like QuickBooks, or are they using a CPA to manage their finances?
This is the one. So this is the type of
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. And then the second would be the question about the business owner. Have the owners had experience in this business? Have the owners ever run a business? Do the owners have an experienced consultant? Is there any history of bankruptcy or criminal conviction for the business owner? Are owners and or employees legal citizens? Which now is an important question with current administration. Are there any investors? Are there any legal contracts or agreements? So for example, if somebody's wanting to open a business, but they have investors who have put money in, then we want to know that. We want to ask those questions. And again, some of these questions I don't think we need to ask straight up front. You know, this is something just to think about and kind of keep in our mind as we're interviewing people and looking at what their products are and the business owner. Then number 3, the state, county, and city requirements for a business. Is the business, if it already exists, registered with the government? A lot of people don't realize that they need to register with the county when they have a business. County is supposed to have your business name and information on file up there, and you pay, a fee for that. So a lot of people will start a business out here and not realize it, and then have to go back and fix that. Is the business a sole proprietorship, an LLC, a C Corp, an S Corp, or a partnership? Good example of that is if you have two different people who are from different families going into business together, do they have a contract? Have they legally set it up? If not, then there's a potential for problem for that. C, is there a tax ID, an employer identification number? Somebody is running a business and doesn't have a tax ID, that means they're not paying the taxes to the federal government that they need to pay. You're not paying your federal taxes, your employer taxes, your state taxes, they're going to be in trouble. You're going to end up getting shut down. So we don't want to turn around and pick a winner for a business who doesn't know that. Are the required government permits obtained? For example, if you're running a food business, you're supposed to have a permit to be able to sell that food. And have all taxes been currently paid? You have a business who's well behind in taxes, and that probably would not be one that we would want to be open to saying they've won, they win first place and they get any money from the EDC. And again, private questions, not public questions that are out there for the public to know about the business, but private questions when we're interviewing the people, which will be in private. And there'll be an NDA that's signed, non-disclosure agreement. So we're not going to disclose to the public anything these business owners tell us. The number 4, is there an advertising or marketing plan? I've heard the phrase ROAS, return on ad spent. If somebody is paying for ads, do they know what the return is occurring on those ads that are spent? Does their advertising and marketing plan drive revenue? Does it improve morale with the public or with the staff? Does it plan for the future? And does it reach the target market? And then in open space, what might be beneficial from the EDC for your business if it's located in the city of West Tawakoni? There may be some business owners who are doing kind of internet business or going to start an internet business that don't have a storefront, that are trying to decide, do we want to open in Quinlan, West Tawakoni, or Lone Oak? And that's where, as an EDC, we're going to be marketing to them. Our end is to try and persuade them to come here to West Tawakoni as opposed to the other 2 cities. So do y'all have any suggestions or ideas, things that I may have missed? No.
I like all the questions. Something I thought about adding is like a scale, so we can kind of determine about where business A is compared to business B. So their business plan may cover some of what we're expecting, but then this person's business plan is going to cover more, where we can kind of run through the list of, okay, well, this one got, say, I gave it a 4, then this one had all 10, so then we push kind of that way you can kind of get an idea.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That way you can look at it and, okay, this one, I mean, yes, they covered these things, but they're not as confident in this versus this, or they may be better in the marketing and promotion versus their business plan.
Okay.
Kind of get an idea of where their strengths and weaknesses are.
You want to do like 1 to 10?
I was doing 1 to 10 or 1 to 5.
If we do 1 to 10, I just kind of look under financial, since there's 10 items. That on that one, that can almost be, like if they have one of those, but they don't know the others, versus if they have all 10,
Yeah.
they've got a good hold on their finance. All right.
My only suggestion on it.
So what I'll do is I'll work on this and put it together for a scale of 1 to 10, and I'll get with Lone Oak CDC and Quinlan CDC, because they'll want to be using the same thing and get their ideas, and then come back and present it to y'all in September for final approval.
And I think a way to scale like their confidence, if that makes sense. That
Didn't I see Amazon building a hub in Carroll?
but I don't know if the thing is still on Facebook. Sure.
Pretty sure, because I thought, West Walking is close enough to Carroll. We should be able to have
Something along those lines.
something. And we could get that up.
Should we, on the business assessment, should we bring up the presentation that they're going to give? Should we look at that as far as how they do in the questionnaire? Or kind of just like you have it here, you already got a copy of
If I add confidence of owner,
I think that would be
number
good.
2,
That'd be, I think, a good place to put that in. Because that would be something I would look at when I'm looking at potential business owners. If they're not confident anymore, they might, it's just not as likely.
and because there should be such a different number of types of businesses, we might have one person who's wanting to open a bakery, so they have baked goods for you to try. I know that Chow Camp is definitely planning on entering. They may have some samples of the different foods that are there. But we may have somebody else who's selling hats, somebody who's selling bracelets, somebody else who's selling a service, who's got a new CPA service. So they'll have their marketing materials there. So they're going to be very different kinds of businesses to look at. And, then we'll kind of make the judgment. And I wanted it to be as open as possible for that. All right. So Chair would entertain a motion to table this, to table the decision until next month.
I'll make a motion to table for next month.
Second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. On to item 14. Discuss and/or take action to complete workshop on EDC budget. Discuss and/or take action to approve EDC budget for the next fiscal year. And I made a note on here that the facade grants for businesses were voted to be restored, and to make sure the amount of money for this expenditure is included in the budget, which Mary has made sure it is included in your grant. All right, Mary, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, so everybody got a fresh copy of the budget. I have split it up a little bit so we can kind of break it down by income and each department.
No, the very last page.
This one.
It's got the chart.
Yeah, he's on the top.
You're
Okay.
ahead of me.
So, I don't think they're gonna change anything as far as it. Okay, we did make the other day when you and I were on the phone, we were discussing the sales and use tax. So, since we last talked, I did make a change into the sales and use tax for the EDC's portion because we've seen such an upward trend in it that I kind of felt 90 would be a good number to put that at. It would also be what is reflected in the general fund as well. Because before we had it at 70.
So right now, current year to date, we have brought in $70,499.40. We have 3 more months to be added into this, correct? We've got August, September, and October that will go in.
Yes.
So it most likely will hit 90,000 for this.
Yes.
So you're suggesting we budget 90,000 for next year, anticipating the same amount.
That's my thought. I'm not seeing, in my own personal opinion, I don't see that we're going to have a huge jump in growth this next year. That would kind of indicate that we should go a little higher, but y'all want to, and that's anybody else.
I'm good, Lee.
I'm good with the 90,000.
Okay.
I think that's pretty sufficient.
I think so.
I don't know that much about it.
He's
I
gonna have
agree.
the hotel done.
I don't know that we'll see that much sales tax increase by the time it's done, by next fiscal year. Just by the lengthy process it's taken. But I mean, if it does, we can always come in and do a budget amendment. If we see that we've already hit 90 and we're not even halfway through the year, we can come in and adjust that.
There you go, Doc. Catch you later, huh?
Have fun.
I'll be right back.
Other than that, income, I have not changed anything from what we had. The prior year carryover, that is just sitting at what we adopted last year. We can look to change that. We can not worry about it. We are in a excess. Yeah, 185. I've looked at numbers so many times today. I don't even know to.
On the first line, on certificate of deposit, it's, you've got 50,000, but we have 2 deposits, 2 CDs.
Correct. So I need to, it doesn't necessarily have to be sitting, and this one doesn't necessarily have to be sitting here, it is because we had to make that income. There is the other one, and I can get the balance for it and have it posted whenever I do, when we approve the EDC's budget from council. I'll just have that balance sitting in there for that one. It's not necessarily an income at the moment. It's kind of sitting
So we definitely want that.
Does anybody have any questions on the income side? We can go to the next side.
On attorney's fees, it's listed here for 6,000.
Mhm.
We're already at 5,500.
Okay, I'll just,
We're in September, October, we have another 1,000, so I think that should be 7,000.
should be, I'm not sure why it's showing 7, 6, I'll get that adjusted.
I'm sorry, I know you were hoping we just.
No, it's good, I will, that's
Okay.
totally fine. A simple fix. Let's see, website's gonna stay the same, we didn't get a price increase. That was something we had a question on.
All right, and then on the annual audit of 1,250, we needed to budget for 2 years.
Yes, so,
That should be 2,500.
yes. I haven't given them a total yet, but they are, I did get the final, yes, we are doing the budget.
How much? Right, and FEC electric
They
should
said it was 500.
definitely be more than 500. What did we agree to? Okay, so on our old working sheet for electric, we had said we were gonna do it at the next meeting, be this meeting. Okay. So that electric bill is definitely gonna be more than 500 for that building. Even though we wanna get whoever rents it, we want them to pay for that. That doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be paid. So we're gonna have a base rate right now
Mhm.
of that coming in.
So what are you guys thinking on how we want to spend it?
Cindy, not giving us direct numbers, but just kind of an estimate on your business in Quinlan. About how much are you paying a month on electricity, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I don't mind. Like last month, I only spent like $80 on electricity just
Okay.
last month.
All right.
You know, this month, I mean, my space is a little bit smaller than that, but than this one. But I've not gone anywhere since I've been in business for 2.5 years. I've not gone over 200 a month.
we're gonna budget, say 100 or 150 a month,
Let's budget 150 a month.
800.
Does that sound reasonable?
You said you didn't go over 100?
200. I have never gone over 200 a month.
200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so then. Any other changes that you took notes on that I missed?
Let's see. Patch 309. Make sure we've got. Yep, cotton patch should be 1,600
That's right.
instead of 1,000. The development maintenance, the 120, we cut to 0.
Yes.
We moved
I
the
changed it.
2,000 on marketing promotion to 3,000. This may be the old one. I don't know. Chamber events are 5,500.
My software must not have saved anywhere because I know it said
The first responders lunch goes to 750.
we take out that Jam Fest.
We took out the Jam Fest and we left the fishing tournament at 500. And we left the 1,800 for the park restroom door repair,
Yes.
which will one day happen.
So we agreed to cover that up. Just so I can get everything numbers. That makes that total 1150 for the total for marketing. We're still under budget, so we're still solid there.
All right, except on line item training travel, 30085364, that training and travel was at 4,000. We removed that, which is removed on here,
Mhm.
but we said to move it to the Texas EDC. So that should be added to line item 30085318.
Make it 550, 50. I would have it texting at 250. If you see an add 4,000 to it.
To actually to
Oh, the sales tax workshop?
the sales tax workshop.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's 5,800 then. Or 48 or something.
Yeah, 4,800. And that puts enough in there. We've got enough new members. If Cindy wants to go, Casey wants to go, you and I have to go. We're going in October. But if the others, Larry, Rhett, and Kathy, want to go and attend again, because it'll been a couple of years, we want the budget available for y'all to go. Okay. I will tell you, if you decide to take it in Hawaii, there'll probably be a protest. So try and find it in Texas.
I will be the first one to visit that.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes that budget item 24. That number there.
All right, and so when we talked before, this was not on our list, prior list, but 5/30/09/5778 advertising jam fest should also go to 0.
Yeah.
So it's got 1,000 there, so we're gonna take that out.
Got that one, and then non-departmental. That's where our grants and stuff are. Make sure the numbers changed. I did. So under the 3011, 5296 is where I added the stock grants.
Okay, so I see 5296.
Yes.
All right, so there's the 22,000, 25,000 still on the property across the street, $3.50 on the Airbnb, 52.
The American National Bank.
Yeah, American National Bank. Made that 350, 12,000, 10,000, 1,000. We've changed 320 up to 1,000. Because we know the tax on that property is going to be more, like 320. And then we zeroed out the 500 on 5785, the job workforce relations. So we took that out because, Cindy, we've already increased the job workforce. Now, 4A4B projects is 25,000, and the job fair is at 500. Yeah, we left that for the job fair.
So we're keeping the job fair, and we're getting rid of the job force. We're getting rid of the 5785.
Yeah, let's talk about this for just a second, though. The job training,
Is what we spent.
is that what we gave to the library?
Yes.
Then I think all three of those are all the same thing.
Right.
I think the workforce, it will come back to us through the library and ask for the same thing next year.
Should we put it all in job training and make it
2,500.
2,500?
Okay. Yeah, that has turned out to be an excellent use of money, very helpful for the people here in the city and surrounding areas. They've had the people go in, learn to use a computer, fill out resumes, make job applications. And the more we can get them to continue to do that, the better it is for our
What you're doing is giving the library 2,500 to put into the training.
Yes.
That's what.
All right, that changes that to 98. All right, let me do math to make sure we're balancing. If not, so, 185. All right, so our revenue is $185,401.40, and our expenses are $135,872. That's what we have. So there's still room within the income if we want to do any more expenses, if we want to increase grants or some marketing.
I kind of lean right now toward just leaving it as is.
I would agree.
And, you know, I think that while our expenses are under budget, we'll continue to accumulate money. We'll have a budget amendment meeting if we need to use that money for something else. You know, the reality is if we get some businesses that go into or next to that park, we've got some developers who want to purchase the land in front of the park from the city. If that development occurs and people want to have, for example, help on the road in the park from us, we can do that because that's part of supporting the businesses as long as it's going to follow the guidelines for what EDC can do. If we have a water sewer extension that needs to happen for the city, we can do that. If we need to help the city with repairing Rabbit Cove again, doing those kind of things for those businesses, we can do that. So having that extra money and continuing to kind of grow that is going to let us do bigger projects that I know the citizens and the businesses are going to need and want us to do. So are we able to approve this budget tonight as we have now discussed it?
Yes.
All right. And then what I'll do is I will put these edits in here as they are approved, and I will send you an email. You can send everybody else a copy of it just so we have it as everybody's own reference.
All right, so the chair would entertain a motion that we approve this budget for the next fiscal year.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion that we approve this budget as written for this coming year.
Right, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and so even with Kathy having to step out for an emergency at the fire department, we still have a quorum. So we've put Kathy down as abstaining. All right. And then on to the next item, the executive session regarding discussion of related to real property. So we're going to go into executive session at 6:26. 6:23.
You want to step out with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Or actually, we don't have to step out.
I can mute this, yes.
Yeah. Can you turn off the video if you need to? Thank you.
How much are we gonna charge her?
She should be paying us for the
Yeah.
extra exercise.
All the work. All right, I think we are all good.
All right, we're gonna come back from the executive session into open meeting at 6:45 PM. We discussed the property at 1300 East State Highway 276, and no action is going to be taken at this time. So we'll go on to 16, future agenda items. Is there anything that we need to put on for a future agenda? All right. Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:46 PM.
Very nice meeting, very good meeting.